Hey everybody, Josh Winkler here with Cripple Concepts, back with another weekly video. This week I want to talk about knobs. Not what you might be thinking, knobs, joystick knobs. You may have seen mine, I can get here in the view a little more. You may have seen mine in other videos, it's shiny aluminum billet, aluminum knob here on the chair. Mine's been on for a few years. It's kind of one of the prototypes. I've not really changed much on them, but I just kind of cleaned up the appearance. Mine's super shiny just from my hand. I have really rough hands, and it gets shinier and shinier the more I use it. This is another one of those items that came out of necessity. Lost my rubber knob one day in the snow, and had to put something on. I can't. My little quad paws here that my fingers don't work. So trying to drive with just the little stem that's under the joystick, I was dangerous. I was running into walls, like there was no way I was going to get in my van or anything. So went in the shop and made a knob. A couple of my buddies saw them, they wanted them. And my initial few sales actually went to people with CP. People with cerebral palsy, they had a lot of spasms. They liked that they could grab a hold of the knob, and there's 2 set screws in them, so they won't pop off. Like, you can tighten them set screws down so it will not come off the stem. And they're also a little bit larger than most of the chairs come with factory knobs. So they're just a little bit bigger. They're not huge. They're not like the big goalpost joysticks that some people get. They're not like the big rod joysticks some people get. They're just slightly bigger. They're 1 inch in diameter and 2 inches long. They have a 1/4 inch hole in them, which fits quickies and Promobiles and I think Pride mobility chairs. And then I know Invicares, and I'm thinking there's another brand, but I can't think which one, uses 3/16 diameter, but we send a bushing with it that I'll show you here in a minute that adapts between the two. So here's, as I try to grab a hold of these slippery little knobs without them being bolted to anything for my quad paws is a little of a challenge. So here's a fresh off the press billet aluminum joystick knob. You can see the set screw on the side there. We make them just kind of the standard. I'm going to see if I can get a little closer and get it to focus on it. It's really not as big as my head. Like I say, 2 inches long, 1 inch in diameter. Put the 3 little rings in the bottom just for a little added grip. Like I say, 2 set screws. For those out there that are in the mechanical world, they're 1032 screws. So fairly sizable. They really, for being in aluminum, they actually can hold a lot of torque. Like I say, the knobs, they help a couple things, with the grip and not falling off. That's the 2 big things. But they're also shiny and nice. A friend of mine out here in Denver, actually, she had been in town for about a year, and one day she came up to me and she's like, "Hey, what do I need to do to get one of them knobs? All the cool kids have them and I don't." And so that was a good compliment for me to hear that. All the cool kids in Denver were sporting my joystick knobs, and so now she's got a Cripple Concepts knob on her chair, and they are distinctive. I will warn you, the one complaint I've had is little kids like to grab hold of joystick knobs anyway. When it's shiny, little kids really like to grab a hold of them. So make sure your chair's turned off if you're around little kids. Knock out your clutches, whatever you got to do to keep from squashing a little kid. But that's really the only complaint I've had about them. So they're up on the website right now. I'm actually moving from this little lathe here is what I've been making them on for the last couple of years. And I showed in an earlier video, I bought a new used lathe. It's from the 1980s, making some conversions on it to some modern electronics. Hopefully I'll have that up and running here in the next month or so, and I'll be able to bust out knobs a lot faster. Right now they're a little more time consuming on this little guy, but luckily the sales aren't running out of control. Hopefully after this video y'all start buying them. But anyway, so here's what you get. You get a knob, then we send the little bushing here. I used to make 2 different sizes, and that was just too much to stock, too hard. It seemed like always, whenever I ran out of the 1/4 inch ones, people wanted 1/4 inch. Whenever I ran out of the 3/16, they wanted 3/16. So I now make these little bushings that, I'm trying to get the camera to focus, but anyway, there's a little bushing that'll slide up in there to adapt it between a 1/4 inch and 3/16. So that means it'll fit every chair out there on the market. Those are the 2 standards. And it's a kind of a small Allen wrench, and I know a lot of folks don't have a lot of tools around, so we throw in a little Allen wrench with every order. So Up on the website now, like I say, I put a link up above. I forget which side the little cards go on, but I'll put a link to the website, also a link down in the show notes. So I'd love you, check them out. I think most people find once they get one, they're really happy with them, and it's one of those things once you put it on your chair and you realize how nice it is to have a knob that never spins, never slips, won't come off. You don't realize what you're missing until you have it. Very similar to our cell phone chargers, and until you charge your phone off your chair all day, you don't realize how convenient it is to charge your phone or your iPad or whatever off your chair all day. I'll do another video on the chargers and some updates on those pretty soon. But got a big compliment from a guy recently. He went to a political rally, and he was like, 5 other people saw me charging my phone, and they all asked, hey, can I get a little charge off that? And everybody's taking little hits off his charger, and he charged 5 cell phones while they waited around for a speech. And so that was pretty cool to hear that these are able-bodied people that just had me hanging out in the crowd with him, and they were so impressed that he was charging his phone. Their phones were all dying. They weren't going to be able to take pictures and stuff at a pretty historic event. So that was pretty cool to hear. So like I said, the knobs are up on the website. Check them out, crippleconcepts.com. And I'm doing my best to keep these videos coming out. My goal is now Tuesdays. Every Tuesday morning I'm going to try to get out a video. So those watching, if I don't keep up with that, get on me, because I want to start putting out these videos on a weekly basis. That was the goal at the beginning of the year, and now that we're getting towards the end of the year, hopefully I actually start doing what my original goal was. So until next Tuesday, thanks for watching.